Taker right now? What the hell?
Hello, Los Angeles Yankees! Oh, you're beautiful. Welcome to my modern art installation. I will now stand here in this position for 6 hours.
I can't believe you're gonna be our president!
Thank you. You guys are the best. So I don't know if there was like an opportunity, but how many of you saw the Bill Maher appearance? So that was so much fun. We did Bill Maher. Some of you are watching the NBA Finals. That's cool. You're like, yeah, I'll catch you later. I'm gonna see him in person. So we just did overtime, and then I had some time with Bill afterwards, and then Bill was like, he was really. He knew everything about me and the campaign, and we were talking about the fall debates. So we all know I've qualified for the June and July debates.
Yeah!
But what you may not know is the DNC put up the requirements for September and October. And so there are 2 requirements. Number 1, 130,000 individual donors.
Easy! Yeah, easy!
And as we're here tonight, how many do we have? 116?
Yeah!
Now we all know we could get another 14,000 donors, just the people in this room, if we felt like it. Am I right?
Yeah!
And we have like 3 months to do it, but we're going to take much less than that. We're going to get this done the next week or 2.
Yeah.
And then the second criterion is I need to be polling at 2% or higher in 4 polls between June 28th and Labor Day.
Cakewalk. Easy.
Easy. Because right now I'm at 1 to 3% depending upon the poll and the state. And this is before Bill Maher Tonight. This is before The Daily Show.
Yeah!
Before New York Times, NBC,
Whoa!
like all the stuff that we've already booked that's coming up. And then this is before I crush it at the debates.
Yeah!
So we're going to get to 2% easy in July, and then the same media narrative. It's going to be so much fun. They're going to be like, who has made the fall debates? Who's made September and October? And then you know what that list is going to look like? It's going to be Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Andrew Yang.
Yeah!
And then you'll see a whole nother round of like, what the fuck? In the media, they'll be looking at each other being like, is this the way democracy is supposed to work? I don't know.
Yeah!
So after we make that threshold with your help, we're going to be on the debate stage not just June, July, but then September and October.
That's right.
And I'm going to give you guys a bit of the inside scoop. After we hit those thresholds, then we're going to start getting aggressive. Because when we're already at a point where we know we're guaranteed a spot in the debate stage all through the fall, then it's going to be time to go out there and really start drawing contrast between us and the other candidates.
Yeah. Right.
Because one thing I'll let you all know right now, I do not give a shit
Yeah!
about a spot in the Joe Biden administration.
That's it! That's right! This is gangsta!
And you can almost see the other candidates being like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Am I just going to go down quietly and meekly and then hope that Joe picks me for a non-shitty cabinet post?
Roasted!
And we all know from day one that this is going to be a high variance campaign. We're playing to win, am I right?
That's right!
So you guys will see the sea change.
Yep.
Like after I make the debates in September and October, then all of a sudden, like the Andrew persona is gonna start going up a little bit more.
That's right.
You know, we're gonna start just saying facts, like facts, and drawing contrast between us and the other candidates. I like most of the other people running for president, but I do not think most of them should be president, honestly. I mean, there's a difference between liking someone as a human being and thinking this person is going to be our president. Because I would not be running for president if I didn't think we had mammoth problems that are getting more and more serious by the day. And I'm not, this you couldn't tell this just by looking at me, but I'm not that much of a poker player. But one thing I know in poker is that sometimes the worst hand you can get is a good hand. Because then you stick around, you stick around, you stick around, and then you lose. And unfortunately, that's where I think some of the other Democratic candidates are. They're like a good hand, and they're going to preside over the continued disintegration of our way of life.
Wow.
And that's what I'm trying to prevent.
Yeah. Right.
So you all are what I'm going to call early adopters, and I love you for it. How many of you have had this experience where like, yo, have you checked out this Andrew Yang guy? And then had people like not respond to you or like where you are. But then now they're doubling back.
That's
being
right.
Like, oh, wait a minute. This is the guy you were telling me about. How many of you have that experience? So I love you for it because that's the early adopter experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you get there before others, you spread the word, and then they come back to you later and we're like, okay, now I get it. Now I understand. Your friends are what's called early mainstream. You know what I mean? You're early adopters, they're early mainstream, we're gonna go get them, and then we're gonna get like mid-late stream and late, like the actual mainstream. And that's how we're gonna grow in the days to come, but it doesn't happen without people like you making the case from day one. My job is to make your job as easy as possible. You know what I mean? Now, so I've given you a sense of some of the things that we have coming up. I'm going to be on the cover of the Washington Post magazine next weekend. And that entertains the shit out of me. Just because if you imagine, like, who the hell gets the Washington Post in like hard copy now? Just think about that. Think about that. I think there's probably a lot of people in the DC area, and you can imagine them all getting the Sunday paper. And then flip it open, it's like freaking magazine cover, and it's like this guy, and you're like, what the heck is going on? That gives me some joy. So that's happening next weekend. We have all of these media hits that are coming because the mainstream media has realized, it's dawned on them that our campaign is perhaps the most fascinating story of the 2020 election. And so that story is going to grow and grow and grow. And I'm going to let you guys know, so that the way the debate format works is that you get a 30-second close. Jesus. And I want you all to just shout out how you think I'm going to close that debate on June 26th. Like, what are you going to say, 30 seconds? So the two main candidates for my 30-second close, and I gotta say, this debate format is bizarre. So in an ordinary debate, you have a genuine conversation. There's gonna be none of that at this debate. It's like, what it's gonna be is it's gonna be the moderator being like, you know, John Hickenlooper, what do you think about this? And then John Hickenlooper goes, well, actually, what I want to talk about for 60 seconds is this. And then they'll be like, so that's the actual format of the debate. And at the end of the debate, it's going to be like 30 seconds to make your case to the American people go. And if you've been part of the Yang Gang, you know there are a couple of different things I could say. So number one is, we need to solve the problems that got Donald Trump elected, and I'm the candidate for the job, because the opposite of Donald Trump is an Asian guy who likes math! So that's one possibility, and we know that would kill, that would get laughed in. And that's, this debate is going to be seen by between 11 million and 24 million Americans. So think about, the average American right now has no clue who's running for president. That's true. It's one reason why Joe Biden is the front runner.
That's true.
Who was the front runner in the Republican field this time in 2015?
Jeb Bush.
Jeb Bush.
That's right, Jeb with an exclamation point.
Jeb. Please spot.
You guys remember, it was
Please
Jeb.
spot.
Jeb was going to be our next president. And when Donald Trump came down his golden escalator, no one thought, like, ooh, that guy's going to be president. He came in at like 1 or 2%. You guys remember this?
Oh, yeah. I thought he was a joke.
So this field is going to rearrange itself in a very fluid manner in the days and weeks and months to come.
Yep.
The front runners now will not be the front runners.
Yep, that's right.
4 months from now.
That's right.
So most Americans are paying no attention to what's going on in 2020, and the first time they're going to tune in, for the most part, is on June 26th. They're going to turn on that TV, there are going to be 10 candidates standing in front of them. And what we all want them to ask is, who's the Asian man standing next to Joe Biden?
Next president.
That's Andrew Yang.
That's Andrew Yang, that's right.
That's right.
And then they're gonna be like, wait a minute, I think I heard something about this guy. He wants to give everyone $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, he's actually on the debate stage? This is real? He's taller and better looking than I thought. And then they're gonna Google Andrew Yang or Asian guy standing next to Joe Biden. And so if you imagine like 11 to 24 million Americans watching that, like hundreds of thousands of people are gonna dig into this campaign, the ideas, and realize that this vision is something that we can make real. Like this is gonna be our coming out party. That's why this field's gonna rearrange itself so much in the days to come. You all are early adopters, but most Americans have not tuned into 2020 at all. So June 26th is going to be a big coming out party. July 30th is the next debate. We'll get another bite at the apple. And the way I'm planning to close it, just to give you guys a preview so you can actually sing along when this time comes, is the way I'm going to wrap it is going to say that right now Democrats are focused on one question on who's going to be the best nominee. And what is that question?
Who's going to beat
Donald Trump.
Who can beat Donald Trump? And I'm going to suggest that the best candidate to beat Donald Trump is the candidate who's already peeling off thousands of Trump supporters, conservatives, independents, libertarians, as well as candidate. It is not left, it is not right, it's forward! And that's where we're going to take the country in 2020. That's the way I'm going to wrap it, and then America's going to be like, holy shit, what just happened? That guy made a truck ton more sense than these other characters.
Yeah, that's right.
He's speaking a whole other language.
Yeah.
And so that's how we're going to grow. We're going to stay in this field. We're going to make the debates September, October. The field's going to shrink from 23 or 24. It's going to shrink to like 10. And then the top 10, like, our numbers are just going to keep going up because our message is distinct.
Yep.
You know, it's like if there are 9 people are saying like variants of the same thing and there's one person who's saying something different, like that one person's going to keep on gathering steam. So this is the vision for the days ahead. It's so much fun, and I have to say how grateful I am and the team is for you all giving us this opportunity to make history and reflect your values to the rest of the country. So thank you all very much, Los Angeles.